I read a quote when I was very young, which said anything that's worth doing is worth being done poorly. And I think it really changed my life. Because till then, I had been a very obsessive perfectionist. Okay. So I had this thing where if I'm not able to do something perfectly, I wouldn't even attempt it. So if I'm not able to speak perfectly, I will not even try my hand at oratory. If I'm not able to dance perfectly, I won't even try to dance. If I'm not able to sing a certain song perfectly, I won't even attempt it. Right? And that used to severely restrict me. So there were a few things that I could do well. There were a few songs I could sing well. A few people with whom I felt like I could talk well. And I would limit myself to that. I developed a sort of anxiety regarding my abilities. So I would try to severely restrict myself into my comfort zone. But then once I read this quote, and once it started really rewinding in my brain, I realized that there are so many things that I want to do. I genuinely want to do, but I'm not doing them just because I'm scared that I won't be able to do it properly. It's not that I don't want to do it, because I used to tell people that, I'm not very interested in debates, I'm not interested in oratory. This is the kind of song that I'm able to sing. I'm not interested in singing like the other kinds of songs. I can only sing English songs. I'm not very good at singing Malayalam songs. I had all sorts of excuses all the time. But then I realized that it's not that I didn't want to go for debates. It's not that I didn't want to be an orator. It's not that I did not want to sing in other languages. I just didn't do it because I was afraid that I would do it badly and then I would feel bad about myself. So then I decided that if I really want to do something, even if it's scary, even if I'm not good at it, even if I really mess it up, I'll just try doing it. Because I don't have to prove myself to be a master at everything. It's okay to be a beginner. It's okay to be a learner. It's okay to make mistakes. It took many, many years and many, many attempts to actually be comfortable with failure. To be okay with the fact that people might judge me, that people might point fingers and laugh. It took a very long time to be okay with that. But then once I was okay with it, it felt like a whole new world was opening up in front of me. So now whenever I have children coming up to me scared about something that they want to attempt, maybe they have stage fright, maybe they have confidence issues, maybe they are genuinely they have not developed that skill yet, they're not really that good at that thing yet. And I always tell them this thing. If you really want to do it, if you really think this thing is worth doing, then you can do it badly. You're allowed to do things badly. Because it is only when you do things badly 100 times that you learn how to do it well. You cannot learn to do something well on the first try. And that's something we have to really, that's a value that we have to drill into our children. What happens now is that when children make a mistake, we either we make fun of it, we laugh at it, or we get really angry with them. In schools and all, I've seen a child makes a mistake on stage and there are 3 teachers standing on the side just glaring at the kid. Because the teachers are also under pressure, right? The principal is going to call the teachers and shout at them. Then the teachers will shout at the kids. And the kids learn that if you do something badly, if something goes wrong on stage, if something, they really want to do it, but then if they make a mistake, they're going to get crucified for it. Then why would they attempt to do anything? Why would they attempt to try anything? We have to build a culture in our schools and in our homes where failure is celebrated. Where be it parents, be it teachers, be it other family members, when children mess up, we treat it as a learning experience. We treat it as an opportunity rather than as something to be made fun of or something to get angry about. And even if the child makes the same mistake 100 times, being all like, oh, you're so careless, I'm spending so much money on you, you can't even do this one thing properly, you're not applying yourself. If you have the brains, if you apply yourself, you'd be able to perform better. You don't care, this, that and the other. Saying all these things, we feel like it is going to motivate them to do better. It won't. They'll just stop trying, that's all. They'll stop attempting. Let them fail. Let them fail 100 times. It will teach them. Failure always teaches us something or the other. So that doesn't mean that if they are attempting something, they have to be perfect at it. I mean, a child might try their hand at singing when they are young. Doesn't mean that they have to become a professional singer. But that process of learning to sing, that process of messing up, that process of, their voice cracking on stage and messing up the lyrics, that process is going to teach them a lot of things that will help them in life. So, make spaces for our children where they're allowed to fail, they're allowed to mess up, and nothing bad is going to come out of it. The only thing is they have to keep trying. As long as they try, as long as they attempt, we have to keep supporting them. That is how they learn to get comfortable with failure, how they get comfortable with being a beginner. Because you can't be a master without being a beginner. So let's get our children to be comfortable with being beginners, and then eventually they'll learn to be masters. Let's not try to make them pretend to be masters when they're just starting out learning something new.